Okay, so if you recollect the previous sessions, we have seen the general import, the positive scenarios, the negative scenarios, and the related errors like if any code combinations errors are there. So what you are going to refer, so manage chart of accounts, flex values does not exist. So just you need to set verify the value set values, and the period should be open. And if you provide invalid currencies, you will get invalid currencies error. The category should be defined in the system before loading your data. Okay, and all the data which is you are trying to load by source wise. Okay, all the data will not go as a one time. So whichever data is there, we need to populate the base table, which is journal source wise. If you have 10 sources in your sheet, you need to submit journal import for each 10 times for each source, so that your data goes to your base tables. And the source data will not go to the base table as a partial. Always it will go as a the complete data. If any errors are there, the data itself in your interface table, partial data validation status should be, it will update as a P, which is partial. The rest of error data, it will be populated as a EP04, EP0, whichever error data is there. The error codes can be updated on the data records itself. You can find those error detail for each error code in your log file. Okay, the log file, you can easily verify the error codes against your error description. And the same way we have seen how to correct reprocess the data is nothing but purge interface table. Before that, first we need to verify the load request ID, get the load request ID, and pass the load request ID to the purge interface table so that your data gets be deleted. That is one type of mechanism. Now today we'll see the with help of ADF-DA sheet, ADF desktop integrated sheet. This is a macro enabled sheet. The sheet itself will connect to the SaaS application, so that we'll get the interface, GL interface table data onto the spreadsheet. On the spreadsheet itself, you can correct the data and push the data to your application within the Excel sheet. Okay. So in order to get that spreadsheet, here journal import section, there is a correct import errors. Just click on the correct import errors so that it will download a journal corrections ADF-DA sheet. Let's try to open. So this is my sheet. Just try to enable the editing. It will prompt your, you are about to connect to the following application URL, which is your application SaaS application URL. Just try to connect the same. It will prompt the username and the password. Just try to provide the same. The SaaS application username and the password. Whichever you logged for the application, the same credentials you need to pass for this sheet. So it will, when you pass your user and the password successfully, it will enable journal corrections related plugin here. See here, there is a plugin got enabled, a menu option, correct journal import data. This is a plugin. Here we can see the various options are available. First, we need to search the data against our GL interface table data. Okay, this is ledger and the source X inventory, or if you do not know the complete source, this will act as a LOV. Just double click here. It will open LOV for us. X inventory. Just click on OK. And the group ID is our 5001. Just try to search the data here. Just populate values here. And the search button is available. Just try to click on the search. If this combination data is available against your interface table, it will get the data. So for this combination, data is available in your interface table. As we are wantonly route the data, this is our error data, right? Now here you need to correct the data. is currency, which is USD. We need to populate USD and USD, and that's the code combinations, right? Some 40 can replace with 10. So here itself we need to update with 10. So how it is updating, providing an update provision here is nothing but, if you remember, manage journal sources. Against the journal source, there is a checkbox is available, manage free journals. You need to disable the checkbox in order to update your ADFBA data from your Excel sheet. If the free journal is indicates yes, so these all your records would be in a gray out mode, which is read only. You do not get any provision to update the same. So free journal should be no, then only you are able to update the same from your Excel sheet. Do remember this step. When you update your record here, there is a change flag should be updated here, which is indicating like this, something changed this row. Okay. So what is this? This be partially valid verified. Still any data is available. This is USD segment 1. Okay. So the bits credits. Okay. Now, once you updated the data in your Excel sheet against your ADFBI, there is upload button is available here. Just click on the upload. So it will submit an ESS job for us, submission statistics. How you want to submit this job? Save to interface table, nothing but just you want to update the interface table data, or submit journal import, or submit journal import and posting. So I want to go for submit journal import. So it will update the data in your interface table and try to push the data into your base table. Okay, just try to click on submit. The rows updated successfully, very initial stage, it will updated your data into interface table. Now it's processing from interface table to base table with the help of submit journal import ESS job. Now you can verify here. You may get the process ID. Okay, it will be closed. Let's put this.
And Vijay, can we add additional lines also here?
No, no.
Okay.
Do not think any additional lines anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
If it is ADFDA or everyday sheet, whatever it may be, there is no custom concept here.
Okay. No, the data line I'm saying, like if my journal
Yeah,
is
you can add.
earned
You
by
can
line.
add. Yeah, you can add. You can add.
Okay. So if I can add, I can create a journal, new journal itself from here, right?
No. Just a moment. Just I'm thinking. No, here you cannot add a new line. Since this data is fetching from the interface table, right?
Mm-hmm.
You cannot add any line. If you want to create a journal, there is a separate sheet available.
Okay.
You create the journal from the separate sheet here. This is create journal spreadsheet.
Oh yeah.
Just click on the same.
Vijay, so if we have a DFF attributes additionally, we have to load using this sheet, then we have to update attributes manually, right?
Only DFF attributes you wanted to update.
Yeah, correct. In case if we have DFF setup, so in order to load the data, so without DFF using standard sheet, we will have to load, then we will have to update DFF. How we have to follow for the DFF update?
DFF update already Oracle is providing FBD columns, right, for DFF, for general line and general header.
Oh, so within the sheet itself, we can.
Yeah, within the sheet itself, you are
okay.
not identified. If you see here, this is our journal in jail interface table, right? If you see here, attribute 1, JE line context is nothing but this is your line level descriptions, DFF.
Okay, fine. Here itself we can add. Okay.
Itself, okay. Yeah, the sheet, everyday sheet itself, you do have this one.
Okay.
Now this is your journal entry. If you see, this is journal entry. You can create your journal followed by the data here. Okay. This is mostly for creating a journal functional people will use in order to test their business scenarios. For all the scenarios, it should be working as expected or not. Once it is tested fine, everything looks good, then they will release this system to our technical developers in order to push the data as a bulk. Okay. Now, tools and schedule process. You see here, this is import journal child is successfully submitted, and it's the status got submitted as a completed as a succeeded status. Now you can verify the data against the same combination if the data is available or not in your interface table. Since if it is succeeded, nothing but your data can be deleted from your interface table. Now for the same combination, just try to search the data. Now the data is not available, nothing but indirectly your data will go to your interface table. Okay, the way you can correct your data from your ADF-DA sheet. If it is a minimal error, just you can go this approach. If you have a bulk error, do not go this approach. You can go for simply purge interface table data and try to iterate the same process. That is the best approach. Okay. So there are some couple of options are available: login, logout, clear data. To clear the data, just click on the clear the data. Just it will trying to reconnect the resession. All it is again it will prompt to create connect to the session. Now it's a fresh sheet. So if you want to log in, log out, just you can use this option. Generally, we are not use this option. By default, it will prompt a login right when you open a sheet. And this ADF-DA sheet will not available for all the everyday process, wherever possible is there, Oracle is introduced this ADF-DA sheet for us. So this is all about ADF-DA to correct the data from ADF-DA sheet. And there is a journal import section. You can see import journals and delete import data. Just will try to visit these two ESA jobs here. This is import journals. In order to submit your import journals from scheduled process screen, you may submit the import journals from here itself also. This is data access set, the same kind of import journals ESA job you can see here. There is nothing is changed. Simply you can submit your import journals from your general accounting screen. The same way you can find delete import errors, delete import data. Instead of getting the load request ID from the GL interface table, or you may delete the data against your group ID, or you may delete the data against your group ID or load request. The both cases it would be same, right? In order to delete the data. Okay, so this is my source X inventory and the process ID. This is my process ID is nothing but the load request ID, and the ledger. This is my ledger. The group ID something 1920. So you can get all the details here itself. No need to go for table and try to get load request ID or group ID. Here itself we can get the load request ID is nothing but the process ID. So for which process ID you are trying to delete, nothing but this group ID. In this combination, if the data is available, then it will try to delete the data from your interface table. Okay. This is all about journal import. And one more thing, in real time, you will get this error, cross validation rules. If you get any cross validation rules, okay, just you need to visit to the task, manage cross validation rules. This is manage cross validation rules. Select this task and select your respective ledger. So here select your respective ledger, whichever ledger you want. The cloud ledger is there. Just try to search. So there is no combinations are available. So if you see here, this is the cross-validation rules is enabled against your chart of accounts. If there is a US registration check, there is a one rule is enabled here. If you see, the checkbox is enabled for this. So what is the rule here is nothing but this is a condition filter. If the company equal to 101, segment 1, company is nothing but segment 1, which is equal to 101, then the cost center not equal to 120. If the company is 101, then the cost center not equal to 120. If code comment in your everyday sheet, if this combination is available, if this combination is exist, if segment 1 is 101 or segment 1, if segment 1 start with 101 and segment 2, which is cost center not equal to 120. Okay, then this rule can be applied against your everyday sheet, against your everyday record. Immediately it will throw an error. So and so rule is enabled. This is the cross validation rule error. So in order to avoid this, first you need to verify if any cross validation rules are enabled here. If it is enabled, take an appropriate approval from the client, like can I disable cross validation rules against the chart of accounts? Yes, if the client is provided approval, simply just you can disable cross validation rules and try to reprocess the data or import the data to the base table and immediately enable your cross validation rule and save and close. Just disable the cross validation rules if it is enabled against our chart of account, import the data and enable the same and save and close. Okay. This is the cross validation rules. In general, the real time, the real world, these validation rules can be enabled for your chart of accounts. So other than this, you won't see any errors as my knowledge. Okay. You may get cross validation rule error and invalid category error, invalid currencies, invalid currency conversion types. The conversion types, how will you verify here? Your manage conversion types. This is manage conversion rate types. So before loading the data, all rates should be imported to the application here. These are the rates here, daily rates. Daily rates should be imported to your application so that your cross currency conversion rates should be valid against your everyday template. Okay, this is the from currency and this is your to currency. If any cross currency data is available for that cross currency, before loading our GL import, first they will try to import these functional daily rates. This task can be done by your functional team. This is not a technical job. So this is all about journal everyday template. And one more thing we are pending for the GL. And you know, our CSV can support, as my knowledge, 2 millions of records. Approx, it will support 2 millions of records for your CSV template, as my knowledge. If it is exceeds the data, it won't accept. So in order to avoid that, if the client does have more bulk data, instead of CSV, you can import the data within the format of text. Instead of CSV format, you may import the data in the format of text. So how we are going to import the data in the format of text is nothing but they will try to prepare the data which is a comma separated data. That is completely client headache. How they are trying to prepare the data. This is not from our end. So this is my data. Try to paste it. Simply they will try to prepare the data which is a comma separated, and they will try to save in a GL interface dot text. Your file, right? So just save with text. This is text file. Now this text file can contain whichever record count is there. It will hold all your record count irrespective of any data, any counts. Okay. Now instead of CSV file, you can upload the same text file to your application. Simply you can and zip this folder and try to upload the file to your system. If the client wants to import a historical data from the starting onwards, obviously we will go for this text file format. You need to suggest to the client so and so data, the same data, it can support for the text format. That text file can contain bulky your bulk records. Here are the tools and schedule process. Schedule new process. Load interface file for import. What are the parameters we do have for load interface file for import? Yogesh, Ashwini, Pia. What are the parameters for load interface file for import? Did you get practice this GL import everyday process in this weekend? Did anyone try?
Yes, sir. Send pending LDAP request, retrieve latest LDAP changes, import user and role application security data.
Yogesh, what is my question?
Schedule new process.
What is my question? Can you recap my question? What I asked question here. What are the parameters we do have for this load interface file for import? Whichever you said, those are synchronization ESA jobs, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what are the parameters for load interface file for import? So you guys are not practicing. Simply you are listening the sessions. That's it, right? Especially junior guys. Ashwini? Priya?
Sir, I study about KFF. I stuck on a KFF.
KFF?
Yes, sir.
If you are stuck about KFF, just you should have asked to me, right?
Okay, sir.
You need to immediately start on the next load interface file for import, right? This GL everyday process. Otherwise, it should be pending, right, from your end?
I study, sir. It's pending right now.
So you're not yet practiced. Practice is not yet started, right?
Sir, practice started, but the concept is new for us, sir. So it's taking
So
time.
whatever it no. This is a very simple everyday process, yeah. The process itself have only two ESA jobs, right? Nothing is there. One is load interface file for import, one is main import process. That's it. So where you are thinking this is a tricky part for you in this everyday process?
No, sir, no.
If it is new for you? Nothing, right?
Yes, sir.
There is no coding here.
Yes, sir.
You download the data from website OER, try to populate the data, and before that I wish clearly shown, try to create the journal from UI. Try to replicate the same data to your everyday sheet, right?
Yes, sir.
Where you are lagging here, I'm not getting. I'm giving a very spoon feeding, especially you guys are there. Sripath, what is The parameters for the load interface file for import.
You have to provide process name here to load the
And
file. And
File
yeah,
name.
file name.
file name. Yeah, great. Just click on OK. If you attend any interview, these questions they will post here immediately. What is the parameters? How will you get this import process name against your everyday process? How will you get this import process name against your everyday process? For example, this GL import, you know, right? Now this is an import journals. For example, if you go for another everyday process, how will you find
From the OER.
process name?
From the OER.
Yeah, against your OER, you need to navigate your target everyday process. There you need to find all the information against the everyday process. There you can find a schedule process. There is a schedule process section is there. There you need to find your import process name. Guys are not practicing yet. You guys are not following, especially junior guys. This is most important for you, especially. Import journals. If you are practicing like this, how can I recommend to this Krishna here for fresher opportunities? How can I rate yourself? This is import journals and this is the data file. The data file you can upload two ways. One is upload new file, one is file export and import. Nothing but what will do the file export and import? Anyone?
So the UCM.
Yeah, it will push the file to the UCM server against our UCM account. Again, the question here, how will you find the UCM account? Against our everyday process? How will you find the UCM account? The same
It's in OER document.
against OER, you can find your UCM account. And once you upload the file to the UCM, you are submitted your import process. The same file can be available for the second iteration. The same file can be available or not for the second iteration. I have uploaded the file to the UCM. Okay. Now I have submitted the load interface file for import with the same data file, whichever you are uploaded the file from the UCM. Here I can able to see the file, which is UCM file. For the same second iteration, can I see that file here?
No, the process ID gets populated.
Yeah, process ID gets populated against your UCM file. Only the first iteration, the file can be accessible in this LOB. From the second time onwards, it won't be available wherever process ID is blank. Here you can see these many files is nothing but for these files, process ID is blank. The reason you are able to see all files here. Just click on upload new file, choose the file, and this is my text zip file. Let's try to submit the process. Load transfer file for import, transfer file. What is the next ESA job it can be submitted in order to push the data to the jail interface table? Anyone? What is the child ESA job?
File to interface.
Load file to interface. So if you have 10 interface tables, then load file to interface can be submitted 10 times. Okay. If any partial data is there, it won't import the partial data to the interface table. It will reject all the records and it will generate a bad file for us and the log file. In the log file, you can verify what are the error. Okay. Now see here, the text file also successfully uploaded to your GL interface table. Okay. The way you can submit your CSV file and text file, especially for only GL import. This text file concept will come into picture for only your GL interface. For other than GL interface, any everyday process won't use this text concept. Do remember. So this is all about journal import. Pretty much covered everything for journal import for real-time issues also, whichever errors we will face. Other than this, you won't see any issues in the real time, the real world. Any doubts, any clarification so far for journal import? I am trying to move on to the next everyday process, which is AR customers. Any
Can you go
for journal import?
Vijay, in cross validations, if we uncheck that enabled checkbox, unexpected combination may be loaded, right? So how to avoid?
Yes, exactly. Whichever data is there in your everyday sheet, all the combination should goes to your interface for base table.
So in such a case, if there is restriction is expected based on the combinations mentioned, so how?
The restriction is nothing but cross validation tools. If it is enabled, nothing but restriction is there. You are getting?
No, Vijay, like for example, if invalid combinations are there, it has to restrict. Okay.
Yes.
If you uncheck, that means if such a combination exists in the file, it will get uploaded, right? We want to restrict that, right? So in such a case, we will have to enable that one as it is, right?
Yes, exactly. Once you loaded, you need to enable. So mostly why they are enabled with cross validation rules, nothing but the end users will not use these combinations while they are creating the journals from UI. The end users will not use those combinations. When you try to create the same journal with that combination from UI also, you will get the same error. So and so cross validation rule is enabled for this combination.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
So
not the data perspective, that is from only UI perspective, we need to enable this cross validation rules for the end user perspective.
Vijay, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, Vijay, can you click on new schedule new process and run the import journals? I have a few questions over there.
Yeah.
So here in this one, post account error to suspense and
Post account error to suspense, create summary journals, import flexifields. If you have if you want to import the flexifields from a everyday sheet, for example, you are populated against your context data, nothing but DFF data. The moment you need to use with validation or without validation. So mostly we can go for the without validation, submit the process so that your DFF data will go to your base tables.
And what about the post account errors to suspense? Suspense account, you mean to say account?
Yeah, this is suspense account. This is more about functional. Create summary journals, nothing but it will create a summary values for us in your log file.
Okay, that I got it. That was my question. Post account errors to suspense. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So
and where can you set this manage free journals checkbox?
Manage free journals. Okay. Manage free journals. You can find against your journal sources. Yes, Repad, you can go ahead.
No, I was asking like we have cross validations rule. So do we have any concept of security rules as well in future?
No, there is no security rules. Only this is the cross validation rules will come into picture. So only code combination. Against that, we do not have any such type of things in our everyday sheet, right? So here, manage journal sources. Here, free journals. This is the free journals against your journal source. For example, this is AX inventory. So if you see X inventory, the free journal is yes. Then your ADF DA sheet J interface table data, which is a read only. You cannot update. Here partial allow import corrections only. So it will allow your, it will update your partial update against your, you can set partial allow import correction only or no. The functional people will set this property. You do not set from your end. If you wish to set this property, you need to take an approval from your client or functional source. Do not go from your end. Do not take any decisions, especially for the functional setups. Just you need to get the knowledge. What is the free journals? If you are not able to see the data, if you are not able to update your data against a EDF DA sheet is nothing but you need to verify whether the free journals is enabled or disabled. If it is disabled, then when you request to the same functional people, so on say disabled, they will guide with you. Do not update the data from your ADA DA sheet. You need to re-import the data by using purging concept. They will suggest like that. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
It's clear?
Yes.
Thanks. Okay. Now,
I have one question.
yes.
ADF DI is only for purpose using Excel sheet or doc files.
ADA DA sheet.
Desktop integration. It is using for the just Excel sheet or doc files.
ADF DA sheet is nothing but in order to, you can create the transactions and you can update your interface errors data. The both kind of activities you can achieve with the help of DA.
Using a spreadsheet.
Yeah, using spreadsheet. Okay.
Yes.
Now we'll move on to the next new topic, which is so the same everyday concept. AR customer. This is the most complex process when you compare with all the everyday processes. This is the most complex process when you compare with all the everyday process. It is very easy process if you understand the things. If you are not able to understand the things, it is very complex for you. Okay. You know the primary keys and foreign keys, right? For a parent and child table, especially for Yogesh, Ashwini, and this Priya. You know the primary keys and foreign keys concept, right?
Yes, sir.
From
Yes, sir.
Parent table to child table.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then it's good. Now we'll try to connect OER or Oracle. This is an apps OER. This is the cloud applications. This is the financials. And this is administer. This is get started with file-based data import. Here. Yeah, there is a customer data model. There is a process, customer data model. Just try to click on the customer import here. You can see here the template used to generate the comma separated values file for loading customer data from legacy and external sources to trading community registry and receivables. Nothing but it will try to import the data for your TCA tables. You know the TCA tables, right? Yogesh and Priya. You know the TCA tables for customers? You know this process? Yogesh, I'm asking you.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
you know the TCA tables?
TCA table, no, sir.
If you don't know, please after this session, just go through your Google and try to get the information for TCA tables.
Yes, sir.
TCA customer, there are hierarchy tables are available, especially for the customers, like parties, party sites, party site users, customer accounts, customer account site users, and edge locations. These are TCA tables can be available. You can go through the tables, and tomorrow you need to tell me the table names.
Yes, sir.
TCA tables 100%. Whoever junior guys are there, the first 15 minutes we need to discuss about tables. You need to tell me the table names, TCA table names. Okay. So this is
Okay,
the
sir.
customer import and the details here, finance receivables customer, the UCM account, finance receivables import and receiver spreadsheet, XLSM template. This is your FBDA template. Just click on the same, it will download FBDA template to the local machine. And these are your control files. Whereas for GA interface, you can see only one control file, right? Here you can find 18 control files would be available for us. These are complete your TCA tables. Parties, party sites, party site users, as a customer accounts, account sites, account site users, account relationships, account contacts, contact points, contact roles, contact imports, locations import, party relationships import, party role responsibilities, classifications, person languages, customer profiles, customer receipt methods, customer bank accounts. These are complete your TCA hierarchy tables information you need to upload through your FBDA template. Okay. So these are your control files. You have 18 control files, nothing but you have 18 interface tables would be available. For each control file, you can find each interface table. This is your schedule process name, import trading community data in bulk. Load interface file for import. The import process name is import trading community data in bulk. Whereas main import process name is import bulk customers. Here the schedule process name won't be same as for the both times. Main import process name is import bulk customer. The job you can find from support.oracle.com. Here Oracle is not mentioned. Only here you can find the load interface file for import job name, which is import trading community data in bulk. So these are the tables here. These are complete your tables against your each control file. Here hedged parties, hedged IMP parties T, hedged IMP party sites T, hedged IMP party site uses T. The way you can see all your interface tables. These are the interface tables. Okay. Now try to open your customer import template. Let's try to close the rest of one. Here you can see the reference data, which is populated by Oracle. This is instructions and CSV generation. This is a hedged IMP parties T. Okay. This is parties, party sites, party site users, accounts, account sites, and account site users, account relationships, account contacts, contact points, contact roles, and contacts, and locations, relationships, roles, responsibilities, classification, person languages, profiles, and banks, and pay methods and banks. These are all your 18 interface tables here. This is IMP parties T. Now, how the data is flowing from one sheet to another sheet, that is the tricky part. How the data can be interrelated for hedged parties to party sites and party sites to party site users. For example, if I need to populate party sites data, so what is the dependency data for me for the party sites? Anyone? Which data we need to require for the party sites if you want to import the party sites?
Party ID.
Party ID. It's not possible to straight away to populate party sites. For the party sites, it depends on party ID information. For the same way, what is the information for the party site users?
Party site ID.
Party site ID along with your party
ID.
Yeah, the same way. For the accounts, it's a party ID. For the account sites, it's a customer account ID. For the customer account site users, customer account ID and customer account site ID, the way. And for party site, along with party ID, what we require? Location ID. Location ID also we require. So here you can find the location, hedged locations. So the way, when you take in hedged parties and party sites, when you take in hedged parties and party sites, Hedged party sites. This is in this table, primary key is party ID. Party sites table, primary key is party site ID. What are the foreign keys in this table?
Party ID.
Party ID.
And location ID. These two are the foreign keys for the party sites table, right? When you join these two tables, when parties dot party ID equal to party dot party site ID, you will get a party's information, right? Let's assume this is alias HP and this is HPS. So when you join HP dot party ID, which is goes to HPS dot party ID, so you will get party information straight away. So when you join HP here locations, HL dot location ID, which is HPS dot location ID, then you will get location information. Here you can add like this. HL locations. This is HL. Right here, the primary key is location ID. So the way hedged parties have an independent information for the party ID, hedged location does have an independent information for the location ID. When you come into picture for hedged party sites, then these primary keys will act as a foreign keys in your party site table as a party ID and location ID. And for the same table, you can find the primary keys of party site ID. The same concept here. So see here, this is hedged IMP parties table. Here, for each 18 sheets, for each sheet, you can find a common columns. Those common columns are, for each sheet, you can find this common column: batch identifier, virginal system reference, batch identifier, virginal system reference, and insert update indicator. These are the 4 columns would be common for all the sheets. Okay. Virginal system reference is nothing but your primary key information or your foreign key information. Your primary key or foreign key information. Batch identifier is nothing but a unique value we need to populate from the application itself. The value we need to populate across all the sheets, this unique value. With this unique value, we are trying to import the data to the base tables as a parameter. Okay. Now you can ignore this batch identifier. The virginal system value is nothing but what is our source system? What is the source system? Or what is the source in order to you are trying to push the data in your base tables? The source is nothing but here Oracle is referring something DNB. In our case, we can populate as a CSV. The common source system is comma separated values, which is CSV. We are trying to populate the data from CSV, right? So here the CSV, which is common value, we are trying to use. So the virginal system value would be CSV across for all the sheets. This never be changed. If anything is there, just we need to use the same value across all the sheets. This batch identifier, this virgin system reference, these values would be never changed. This would be same for across all the sheets. Now the virginal system reference, this is the primary key of this sheet. This is the primary key of this sheet. So this is one of the primary key. Something Oracle is referring one of the primary key, and the party type is organization, and this is rest of your party's information. And insert update indicator is there. Here insert update indicator is we have 2 values, I and U. I is nothing but insert, U is nothing but update. If you want to insert a new data, then insert will come into picture. If you want to update an existing data, then update will come into picture. So as of now, just you can go through for I, which is the insert mode. Okay. This is party type, which is organization or customer. You can use a person or organization. Organization is nothing but customer. Party usage code customer and your organization name you need to populate here. So this is the values for your parties data. Now, if you want to create a party sites, I need party information, right? Which is a foreign key information. Here you can see this party sites sheet virginal system, nothing but party site virginal system reference. This is this sheet primary key column. Along with this, you can find party site virginal. There is party virginal system reference and location virginal system reference. These are the foreign keys. Your party virginal system reference and location virginal system reference. These two are foreign keys of another sheets. So what is the party virgin system reference here? In this sheet, this is the primary key from parties. From party sites, here you can easily find parties virgin system reference is nothing but your prior sheet primary key information. It will act as a foreign key information here. This is your location virgin system reference. Just copy this location virgin system reference. Just navigate to the locations and try to search. Just copy the same. The locations. Search. See if you see. This is the location virgin system reference. This is in this sheet is the primary key or foreign key? Anyone?
Primary.
This is the primary key. Exactly. Great. This is the primary key. The way for each sheet you need to find which is the primary key, which is the foreign key. Oracle is providing a self-explanatory column names for us. Location virgin system reference. Other than you can see the batch identifier and the location virgin system. See here. The batch identifier is removed here. Okay. So batch identifier, and if you see the common columns, the batch identifier, virgin system, and virgin system reference and insert update indicator mode. The way here, when you navigate to the party site uses, I need party ID and party site ID. So here, this is party virgin system. It's a virgin system value and party virgin system reference, my party foreign key and party site information. Nothing but this is your party sites foreign key information. This parties virgin, the parties and party sites foreign key information is there. Now we need to find this sheet, party site users sheet, primary key information. This is your primary key information. At the last, you can find party site use virgin system and virgin site party site use reference. These are the primary key for this sheet. Along with this, you need to populate your site users information here. Party site use type, build type, primary indicator, whichever you want, just you need to populate the data. These are the DFF data. The same way accounts. Same way accounts here. If you see for hedged cust accounts, what is the join condition we need from hedged parties to hedged cust accounts, which is party ID to party ID. So here, this is customer account source system reference is nothing but your this sheet primary key and party virgin system reference. This sheet foreign key. Your party's information. The concept is clear for everyone. The primary keys and foreign keys concept from one sheet to another sheet. Any doubts here? Any clarifications? It's clear. The primary keys and foreign keys.
In parties table, if there is a primary keys are same, then it will override the data or
no, it throw an error. It won't create your record. always the value should be unique and then ordinal. The primary key is nothing but.
When we insert or update indicator, that time it will update or getting error.
No, if you provide, for example, this is, I'm trying to copy the same value here.
Yeah, yes.
Then it will error out.
Okay, okay.
It will always error out for the any mode, whether it could be insert or update.
Yes, because there is a primary only one.
Yes.
That's yeah. Okay. Thank you.
This is all about customer import template interrelationship from one sheet to another sheet. So before we are trying to populate the data for this everyday template, first we'll try to see how we can create a customer from UI, nothing but the application. Okay. What are the roles we require in order to get customers? Nothing but transactions. Customers are related for the transactions. They are transactions. They are invoices. You need to add. What are the roles we require? Account receivable specialist, account receivables manager, job roles you need to add. When you add account receivables manager and job role, you will get a receivables access here. This is receivable access. Here, billing, account receivables, revenue. AR accounts receivable is nothing but AR receipts. Billing is nothing but AR invoices. AR invoices are related to for your AR customers. Okay. First load the customers, then create the transaction based on your customers. Just click on the billing. Here you can find customer section, create customer, manage customers, upload customers from spreadsheet. Nothing but this ADF DA sheet. You can upload the customer from the spreadsheet. There is no concept for to recover data from your interface table concept. There is no correct import error sheet right here. If you see, for this module, Oracle is not provided to correct the data from the interface table. Since we do have 18 interface table, it's not possible, it's not manageable to correct the data from your ADF DA sheet. The reason Oracle is not recommending for our ADF DA sheet for correct import error data for against our interface error data. Now here, just click on the create customer. Okay, so if you see here, customer type, organization person. So I'm trying to select the organization and account description, something 10 customer. The account type is internal, external, and we can, this is accounts information. And this is address. Address is nothing but your party sites information. So here something test site, just line 1, line 2, something is city. You can select one city, and this is the address purposes, site uses. Okay. Customer account. So here account information is, when you're trying to create account information, is nothing but immediately it will affect edged parties along with edged party sites, party site users, and customer accounts. These 4 tables and edged locations. These 5 tables can be affected when you create this information. When you populate address purposes information, then cust site users and cust account site users tables can be populated. Just try to copy this value. Just click on save and close. Account address set. This is a reference data set. This is we'll discuss tomorrow why reference data set will come into picture. Just try to save and close. Customer account is required. Null point exception. Customer account ID is there is something issue with this page here. Okay. No problem. We'll see tomorrow for another something. This page is getting issues. Tomorrow we'll see in your practice instance UCF6 how to create the customer. Okay. Then after we'll see the rest of. That's it for today.